What's going on, all my party deviants? This is SafeWord. Welcome, a platform for teaching, learning, and educating our audience to the world of kink and BDSM and relationships. I am your host, Kane Marcos.
And I am your other host, Orora Storm.
And I am your co-host, Remy DeBow. I cannot get that out.
And I'm your second co-host, Miss Sasha Lyncher.
So if you are paying attention to our page, just to give you a little bit of a thing here, we did not post a video this week. And we did not post a video this week because we're doing a bit of review. So I'm sure you guys didn't want to see the same videos over and over again. So, but we are going to be taking a deep dive tonight into our review and DOMs versus fetish models. But to see that part, you're going to have to head over to our Patreon.
So if you're watching this live with us now, we'll be putting that link to our Patreon in the description below. And you can catch the rest of this live show there.
Yes.
And while you're here, you might as well go ahead and click the like and subscribe button so you can get you some more educational content around kink, BDSM, and relationships.
Yay. All right. So before I go into my spiel about this is SafeWord and what we do here, I want to apologize. We are late, but we are having technical issues. That is why we're late. Okay. So if you watch our show, this is SafeWord. And here on SafeWord, we have a safe word of the day. We use this safe word to stop, halt, and completely put a pause on all topic of conversation. So, crew, would you like to tell everybody what the safe word of the day is? I didn't put it up on here because I didn't have enough letters. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Porpoise.
Porpoise.
So the reason why
Wait, what does porpoise mean?
Dolphin. Okay, so here's the thing. If you watched the video that I dropped earlier today, just gave you guys a little tidbit, little blooper reel. You heard the word in there, so that's why it's the safe word of the day. Now here at SafeWord, we use Zoom and we have some audio issues. So if you're saying the safe word of the day, no one's shutting the heck up. We have a symbol here that we put up so that everybody knows to. Crew, we would like to share what that is. Ready?
I don't know what it is.
All right. So throw up that symbol of no one shutting the heck up and make sure you say the safe word of the day, especially because it's not on my board and the safe word is porpoise. Okay.
You was about to say purple.
I almost said purpose. Okay. But here's
She did it on purpose, guys.
Kane, our other host of the show, he always comes with them hot topics. You guys have hot topics for us, boy?
Hot topics.
I got some shit for you guys tonight. I got sent a couple links, and one of them made me laugh, and the other one made me laugh harder. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this tonight. Not one of them's kink related. The other one is just hilarious. I couldn't even with it.
You couldn't even?
All right.
Oh Lord.
So
before
we begin, I just have to let our audience know that we here at SafeWord began this company and began this podcast and everything to bring, like what we said, educational content and all of this stuff to you guys. So none of us are exactly in, like the millionaire status or anything up there, like we ain't wealthy or anything like that. So I found got sent an article about the 7 harsh realities of being wealthy.
Okay.
And as I was reading through them, I couldn't help but think that a person who was born wealthy wrote this shit.
Probably.
So I'm going to run through them with you
interested
guys.
to hear.
I just want to run through them with you guys, and I hope you guys get as much enjoyment and satisfaction out of them as I did when I first started reading them. So these are, again, 7 harsh realities of being wealthy. 1, greater risk of lawsuits. Right? So that one didn't, make me laugh as much. I was kind of like, okay, yeah, I could see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so when you're wealthy or you have money, there's always a greater risk of lawsuits. Somebody finds out you have just a little bit of cash or, a little bit extra, and all of a sudden, you touched them inappropriately 12 years ago. You bumped into their car and didn't leave your insurance information. They
Okay.
worked for you sometime back in, a long time ago and got injured while under your employment. So they're coming after you for some monetary gain.
Okay.
But at the same time, the disclaimer to this reality is that you also are able to afford a decent lawyer. So I kind of saw that as a happy balance.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, if you're gonna
So
get
does that
sued a lot-
seem all too terrible?
No.
No. All right. So that's, okay. If somebody gave me $1 million and told me that this was something I had to watch out for, I'd be like, okay, I got you. Like, we're good. Don't worry about it. Like, we're okay.
Hire a hitman.
Second, and this is where they started getting
It's
entertaining
cheaper.
for me. Second, if you start a company and have money, you cannot trust your hirees or the people you hire.
Wait. So if you're rich, wait. Repeat that. I'm trying to wrap my head around that one.
If you're
Right.
wealthy, you can't trust the people you hire.
Why? Because you're rich?
Right.
guess.
How does that happen?
So my mentality on this is, motherfucker, you can't trust who you hire anyway.
For real.
But
Like
like,
if you hire
what was
everybody
the,
that
like,
walks into the
rebuttal?
door, I mean, you way too trusting. So I
Okay,
mean,
so,
that's
like,
just some,
what was the rebuttal for that one anyway? Just you can't trust them. There was no like, and then to the
no,
statement.
it's just, like people that you hire are also, I mean, it kind of plays into that first thing of, you're always constantly looking out for lawsuits. So you can't trust hirees because they might be looking for inside information to come at you with a lawsuit.
right.
That's every company, big, small, indifferent, otherwise. I mean, that's why insurance exists. So I felt like that was kind of like kind of a no shit kind of.
I don't know. I've been around a couple of rich bosses that I knew, and they were pretty cool. And then like I never even thought about doing anything shady to them.
And that's not everybody. It just says,
Yeah.
harsh realities, you got to be on the lookout. And part of being on the lookout is always having people at like one arm's distance, keeping that mentality, keeping that possibility that something like that could happen. And again, all I can think is that that's every person, big businesses, small businesses, wealthy, starting out, whatever. You just always got to constantly be on the lookout. So again, like I said, a harsh reality that I don't think is too harsh or unexpected. So the third one, you attract fake friends.
Well, I mean, but you don't have to be rich to attract fake friends, but I mean, okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So again, this list was meant to inform people, like if you come into a lump sum or if you, start a business and it ends up being profitable and everything, that these are things you have to watch out for. And if you had to have a pocket full of cash to figure out that this was stuff you had to watch out for, I don't think you should have had a pocket full of cash to begin with.
Right.
All right. So fourth, you have to deal with unfair haters. And us here at SafeWord, we deal with that anyways. And like I said, we ain't anywhere near that tax bracket.
That's true. That's very true. This was specific to rich people? Because I mean, it just sounds like it's an all around, like this is what you're going to deal with if you're a business owner.
It sounds like this is what you got to deal with if you're a person.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Remy's thinking. What we
So
got,
they
Remy?
really, so they're mad because they have to deal with real life.
Sounds like it. I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting from it. Like I said, I feel like this list was made by somebody who always had wealth and thinks that this is any different from not having wealth. I mean, unfair friends, can't trust, everybody that you hire or, bring into within your personal bubble, your fold, your inner circle. I mean, if you are overly trusting, if you're, thinking that everybody who comes through is going to be the realest, truest, bestest friend, I mean, I don't think you should have had a pocket full of cash.
Right.
Number 6, you suffer from money guilt.
Oh, that giveaway bug.
Not so much a giveaway bug, but just like the way that it conceptualized this was that when you hear about struggles, people that don't have what you have, you feel like it's your job, your responsibility to help those in need. And you feel bad and have a guilt towards not having the same issues or problems. So it's almost like a sympathetic empathy that you can't necessarily relate to somebody dealing with problems like with healthcare, insurance, just normal basic necessities that you kind of, I think it's kind of like you take it for granted that you're not dealing with the same issues, and that's where the guilt comes from. So
Yeah.
this one was again a no shit. You owe more taxes.
Oh, to be rich and have
There's so many,
problems. Oh
but
gosh.
there's so many
What the
loopholes
heck?
out there that the rich use to get away from taxes is crazy. You know how many tax evasion laws people break every day?
And then the last one, again, I thought, like I said, this whole list just kind of, made me laugh, made me chuckle a little bit, just because, I mean, these aren't necessarily problems that are specifically geared towards people with wealth, with money. The last one was you feel pressure to maintain a certain lifestyle. Now, back in the day,
Yeah.
and up to this point, there used to be a phrase that people said, and I
Keeping up
think
with the
everybody here
Joneses.
knows it, keeping up with the Joneses.
Joneses. Yep.
Absolutely.
People
I
have
mean,
been doing that for decades,
Everywhere.
for forever. That's not something that is just, a rich people problem.
I've seen plenty
Nope.
of people on Dr. Phil and like housewives on Dr. Phil where they just feel compelled to try to keep up with this lifestyle. And they drive themselves into bankruptcy and like put their family in crazy positions just because they want to impress other people. That's crazy.
Well, and let's just take like a reality show, Real
Yeah.
Housewives. Okay, how much drama is like involved in their real lives? Like Teresa, she went to jail for stuff, and her
Oh my God.
husband, and then you've got Erica Jane. Love you, Erica Jane. But there was a whole thing that went with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it's like, and it literally is, when you get the in-depth story, is them trying to keep up the appearance, the look,
Right.
the feel,
Or the
of
greed.
being rich. Yeah.
Or the greed of it all. It's
Yep.
like you just was like, I found all these loopholes. Nobody's gonna know. No, they're gonna find out.
They're gonna find out. And especially if you're rich, they're gonna find out. Come on. Be smart with your money, people. Be smart.
Come on.
And
so,
if you ain't smart with your money, you can pass it this way.
And so, like, the pressure to maintain a certain lifestyle, like, we've always had a conversation. Everybody can relate to this. Like, what would you do if you won the lottery? Everybody's had that fantasy. Everybody's had that conversation. Everybody's made a wish list, a dream journal, a manifestation about what they would do if they hit the mega millions, especially when it got up to, $1.2 billion. And everyone was like, oh, if I hit for $1.2 billion, like, first of all, you ain't getting that much. You might see half of that if you're lucky and if you're smart.
Uh-huh.
And just because you have $500 million doesn't mean you go and buy a $250 million home.
Right. Like, what is the point of that?
It's happened.
Right.
It has. That's those lottery dream stories gone wrong. But like, I mean, for me personally,
or you buy a mansion,
right?
And no way of keeping up after all that money is gone.
Yep.
Now you have no mansion.
Yep, I would just have a modest home, a modest car. No, ain't nobody gonna know I'm rich. My stuff would sit in a bank and collect interest. I'd make some investments, and I'd be traveling.
I think that says a lot about people. Like,
use the money to make money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when people have that opportunity, when they like tell you what they would do about it, I think it says a lot about their character too.
Yeah, it does.
Good job, King.
That was 7 harsh. Okay, so I think that's another problem that we're going to be delving into a little bit later on the Patreon, is the way that words are used nowadays, that they're just used improperly. They're used out of context.
They really are.
So harsh usually meant unfair, unfortunate, disastrous conditions. That's what harsh meant. This does not sound like a harsh reality of being wealthy.
So So is that it for kink news, hot topics?
Oh no, I got some BDSM stuff for you.
Okay, I'm gonna interrupt you for just a hot second because
Of course you are.
Roy just jumped in, and we did not say hi
We did
to
not.
a fan favorite, but he got here late, and so we were late too. So I mean, here's the deal, King crew, can we please say hello to our favorite fan? Ready, 1, 2, 3.
What up,
Hey,
Roy?
Hey, Roy.
Hey, Roy. All right. And Roy had something to say. Hatch from Survivor One had the problems with taxes. And I do hand you money for meet and greets. If I hit $1 billion, it would be meet and greets every week. Yes, Roy. And this is why he is our
Absolutely.
#1 fan. Okay. All right. Y'all hear that? Follow in Roy's footsteps.
You're the best, Roy.
You the best. Go
You're
ahead,
my
go
boy,
back-
Blue.
Go ahead, go back to your kink news. Go ahead.
All right, so this article's been circulating. I mean, it's popped up in my Google feed. It's popped up in some emails. It's popped up on social media accounts, popped up on meme galleries, all kinds of stuff. And I finally took the time to read through it. And damn it if it's not gold. All right, so is everybody familiar with Harry Potter?
Yes,
Isn't.
Mr. Porter.
Who isn't?
Well, I'm asking you.
What's that?
What, huh?
Exactly?
Harry
Papa
Potter.
doesn't read, so
Harry
Damn.
Potter. What's that?
What is that?
all right,
That
so
young whippersnapper stuff.
Zim zim bella bim.
so 17 not safe for work things that probably happened in Harry Potter that'll ruin your childhood.
Oh no.
Now,
Okay.
I got to be fair and say that this isn't stuff that J.K. Rowling, put out there as like, oh yeah, that's definitely part of the lore and the history of the world that I created. It's just things that go without saying occurring given the fantasy that she created. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So, for example, pornographic magazines would have moving pictures.
Ooh. I
That'd
wouldn't be
be
too mad
kinda
about that
dope.
one though. Like that one would make
That'd
me
be kinda
happy.
dope.
I'm just saying.
So, because all of the photos and everything within the wizarding world have animation and everything to them, it goes without saying that if there were explicit magazines or content out there, that it would also be enchanted.
Yeah.
And with that being said, the other 16.
The other 16. Okay.
Teaching kids and teenagers how to bend the laws of nature using magic while going through puberty. God knows how many magically endowed penises wound up in the nurse's
That's what I was
office.
gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. Ba-ching, ba-ching.
Alakazam, give me a big thing. Like you can.
Wingardium Leviosa.
I would have just enchanted something that'd stroke it for me.
Oh, geez. You would. And
That's
poor
easier to deal with than enchanting yourself. Like,
There you go.
so within, the non-wizarding world, like let's say for us muggles, we have OnlyFans, we have Patreon, we have, those websites that, we all know.
All the
But
things.
could
All the
you
things.
imagine the size of the industry of wizard porn where they're selling their hair for polyjuice potions?
For what potions?
The
They're
potions
selling
that
what?
made
For
people
what?
turn into other people.
Oh,
That would be a big
yeah,
industry
that would be a
right
good
there.
one. I got a lot of
Yeah.
hair. I'm just saying.
You're not just dressing up like them. You taking
Right.
on their form.
I got a lot of currency.
All of it.
I got
That
a lot
would
of
be-
currency.
Yeah. People with puberty shouldn't have that power. No.
No.
Oh
Am I-
man.
No. I don't
No.
think that's
Ooh, let's turn this teddy bear
Think about
into
BDSM.
Oh gosh.
If you were a couple,
Oh gosh.
polyjuice potioning each other to engage in intercourse as each other.
Ooh, that would be weird.
like the
Oh,
switch.
no.
Like the
Yeah,
switch.
that would be weird. I'm good.
So you become your partner becomes you, and you guys switch places for a night.
Oh, that would be cool.
That's like that other question you
Nah.
brought up with the parents and like if you
Nah,
had
I-
all
I
the parents.
knew
I think that
Sasha
would
was gonna be
super
the one
cool.
to say that would be cool.
Of course.
I feel like that would be like what, no offense, ladies, but I feel like that's what the lady would bring up. Like, oh yeah, you know what? It doesn't hurt that much. All
I
right,
would
here,
love to
drink
pay
this,
you.
and we'll figure it out.
I mean,
Well, I mean, I gotta be honest. I have a little bit of penis envy, so I'd definitely be a dude for a night. Heck yeah, you won't take this.
and I could live out my fantasy in my head that I like, yeah.
All right, so everybody remembers this. Everybody remembers the scene in the movie where a cat hair got into a polyjuice potion, and Miss Hermione turned into half of a cat, right?
Sure, we all remember
So the
that.
furry community would be all over that, and you can almost guarantee that a cat hair in the potion has
Will
happened
always
without
end
it being an accident a couple of times.
Oh yeah,
I would say so.
I might try that one.
Especially with a bunch of pre-adolescents like on the prowl with power. No.
Like, ooh, where's my kitty cat? Where's my kitty cat?
Revenge week-long boner spells.
Revenge week.
Oh God.
Wow, so that would just no.
That would hurt.
Magically induced public orgasms.
Yes.
I could see, yeah.
This is a yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is where they start getting a little lengthy. Entire castle of teenagers severely lacking in supervision and not one mention of teenage pregnancy.
That's
Either there
very
are
true.
contraception
That's
spells.
very true.
Contraceptive spells.
And there's all those dark hallways and staircases and places to hide, but none of them ended up pregnant. None of them.
Ghosts
But
you
don't they
can
have,
interact with in the bathroom.
Don't they have like co-ed like rooms?
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff? Like
Mhm.
their dorms, like
Mhm.
you stay with your
Mhm.
house,
Right, and
right?
there's nobody in there with you. There's no parental supervision or adult.
Tell
Mhm.
you, you
I
better
would have
keep
been
your
That
door
dropping
dropout
off.
rate would be like 90%.
For real.
Definitely would.
They
Definitely
need a
would've
house
been stopped.
mom like in each of those
Right?
houses. They're like, y'all better keep these doors open.
Balloons between y'all. Mhm.
You know what?
At
I
all
will
times,
magically
shape a
make
balloon
you
in
see
front
a
of you.
damn door. How about that?
There is a room in Hogwarts that literally becomes any room you need for whatever purpose you require.
Oh my god, I would personally
And it
love
becomes
that.
equipped and
Me
kitted
too.
out with everything you'll need.
I would personally love that. Oh my goodness.
Any
Me too.
students who are into
I know it.
BDSM would have a fucking field day.
Yes, for real. I don't have to sit on my dungeon space no more. Pacow. It's gonna look like clouds, and there's gonna be real fluffy clouds in it.
So there's a scene
That
in
would
one of
be
the
fun.
movies and a chapter in one of the books where everybody takes a potion to look like Harry Potter.
Mhm.
None of them decided to take a look down the trousers to see exactly how big his wand was.
I'm sure somebody had to use the bathroom.
He has unlimited power, so it really wouldn't matter what came on the body because we could,
Work it
build
out.
it up.
You got a
You know,
wand, boo boo.
no,
We can work this
like
Right.
out.
the bear.
I
Yeah.
mean, and somebody had to itch. They had to scratch. They had to touch it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? He's like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, Harry. Okay. I see you.
Let me find out, Harry.
You
I'm
find out
sure
that
the
That's
lightning
unfortunate
why
bolt
he's the,
charm
not
got
that's
used
why he's
quite a
the
bit.
lead in this
Hiding.
story. That's why he's
That's
the
why
lead
he
in this
has
story.
The ultimate magic wand.
Mhm.
That's why.
Not
But I
only
also
big
have to
glasses,
imagine, I mean,
you
like-
wear big.
The dude had a
Trousers,
lightning bolt on
too.
his forehead. I mean, like, was it the quickness or
It's
Porpoise.
the power for me.
Porpoise.
Yep, the power.
Porpoise. Ooh. Okay, my team's working hard. Okay, so here's the deal. The reason I said it is because Roy said, I missed it. What's the safe word of the day? It's not on the board. Porpoise.
Porpoise.
Go ahead, Kate.
how many students grew magical weed?
I'm talking about big bushes,
Mhm.
big bushes.
I
That's,
mean,
that's
Talk
the
about
only bush that's
giant
acceptable.
nugs. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think a lot of them would. 'Cause most kids that age ain't trying to smoke weed. But it would happen.
That was like, girl.
I mean, I'm speaking for me because I didn't indulge myself in my curiosity till I was 18.
Yeah,
No,
me
I was
either.
21, 22. So I'm
was
like, I
25,
never
so
thought
yeah.
of it as something to even
Well, bless
think
your
about.
heart.
Right.
I know, we
Right.
innocent over here. She's like, I was 20.
All
What
I'm
you
just
gonna get? I'm like,
saying,
I was 25.
only thing I can say is church girls be the
You mean
worst. That's all I can say.
Ooh.
oh,
Who?
you mean you ain't indulged until your brain was fully formed? Lucky you.
Yeah.
All right.
I did. I had home training. Yeah, I sure did.
Remy's over there like, this is why I'm Papa. I done killed off all my brain cells. I'm just saying.
Yo,
They gone.
I was told you don't want to have no baby because they $100,000. You ain't got no job, and you got with somebody broke. Your life is over. I said, Daddy, I'm gonna put a padlock on this, put some stuff. You know.
I love it.
goodness.
That's it.
We ain't on Patreon yet.
We on Patreon yet, girl.
Man, that poor cat with the padlock on it. That's terrible. That's just terrible. I refuse to believe a castle full of adolescents beyond law with access to a complete potion room never once tried to make meth.
Make what?
Meth.
Meth?
Who was thinking about that?
Who wrote
wrote
this
this?
Come on,
list?
nah, you got nah.
They
See,
need to sit down. They need to go to rehab.
that ain't even it. You got to think they could create something way better than that.
Right. I mean, they had
You know
jelly
what I'm
beans
saying?
that tasted like boogers and earwax. I mean, come on. They could have made something better than meth.
They could
They
make something
probably
that
make
tastes.
the best magical mushrooms, though. I will tell you that much.
Nah, it would have
Did
been.
you imagine what comes out of a grip, like from underneath a griffin pile?
I want one of them.
Right?
I want one of them. What were you gonna say, Red? What were you saying?
Nothing. Never mind.
No. Okay, so they would make a what? What do you think they'd make? Something
Nope.
Right. You
Nah.
said they would make something better than that.
Pop,
Like
pop,
what?
pop.
It's a porpoise. Never mind.
As a porpoise. Well, at least you stopped yourself. Okay.
I did good.
You did good.
So all of us have pets, and I'm pretty sure all of us have a story of, a pet intruding or interrupting or just being in the room during, your personal time. So how many times do you think Ron was, having some personal pleasure time in front of his rat scabbers, only to find out that it's a full-grown ass man in there?
I don't want that visual in my
Remy's
head.
all stuck. Look, he just froze.
I was stuck for a second too. I was like, I don't need that visual in my head.
Wow.
I don't
That's
need that
just-
visual,
That
bro.
was great.
I don't
I'm
need.
sorry. That
Oh
freeze
nah.
frame,
What
though.
about it? What about it? Just roaming the Hogwarts or whatever by itself. Just seeing. Oh, it's just a rat. Oh, hey, kids.
Right?
Looking up
Changing.
under skirts and stuff.
Right.
I feel like
All
that's why he
types
was
of-
roaming the hallways.
Crawling up under legs, pant legs.
For real. Was that all? That wasn't all 16, was it?
No, last one.
All right, cool.
This one's not so bad. And it's not necessarily not safe for work. It's just morbid to think about. All those magical staircases without handrails and not a single kid fell off them.
Wait, say that one again.
All those magical staircases without guardrails and not a single student ever fell off of them.
Yo, I thought that when I was watching the movie, I was like, this is like the labyrinth times 10, and everybody, the freaking stairs shift. Like my ass would fall off and be like, goodbye.
Oh my goodness. Let them kids live.
And that's what we trying to do. Put some real handrails on that thing.
Right.
All right, so that's all for not safe for work things that must have happened within the wizarding world of Harry Potter. I thought they were absolutely hilarious, and I'm pretty sure we could probably come up with a couple more. And if you have any more, fire them our way. We love hearing them. We love thinking about that stuff. So give us a shout out, drop us a message, and let us know what else you think happened in Harry Potter that wouldn't necessarily be in the books. That's it that I have for Hot Topics today, though. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I know I did, and I'm still going to enjoy it. So that's it for me.
Right.
What about the wizard wands? I'm just saying, there's some things that could have been done with the wizard wands. What if there was a mistake made with that wizard wand while you were doing it?
Do you think that there was a wand that was just like, yeah, that chick's pretty hot, I pick her?
Right? Because the wands.
Or what about a vibration spell on the wand?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
You never have to go buy something.
right, y'all. So every season we take a bit of a pause on our live shows and we want to do a bit of a refresher course to make sure you guys are paying attention. So instead of us bringing you guys, a regular, basic, boring refresher course, we've decided to give you guys the right beginning. We got to start this off right, okay? Got to start on a high note. So, just like when you go back to school, tonight we're going to take a deeper dive into the narrative that we've been seeing a lot in our inboxes. We've seen a lot of it online, and we've seen it in a lot of different parts of the kink community. So we're going to do a review, and there's one major reason that we're doing this review. Remy, take it. I know you know what's up. Let's tell the people what's going on.
Actually, one of the reasons we're going through this review is because it's very important. But also because we have a lot of people reaching out to us on other platforms, asking questions. And all of them, there seems to be a repeating theme. Now, that theme is that they're repeating. But is how to turn your kinks into reality and fantasies. So the reason why is not because we are here just saying, hey, there needs to be rules you need to follow, because I'm a rule breaker. You know what I'm saying? Really
yes, you are. Bad boy in the class.
But there is a plan of action you should take in order to establish trust within your placing, and in order to make sure that everyone involved is in a safe place and safe space.
Good job, Mr. Brooke.
Well, just because there's rules in place doesn't mean that it still can't be fun. And, we could walk you guys through our complete first season and give you all the breakdowns of how to properly set up a play scene and what to expect, what not to expect, how to go through all that stuff. But do us a favor, go through season 1 and we can spare you all of that stuff. So if you're wanting more in-depth information, you should definitely check out those videos that we posted previously, and we'll be sure to put a link to those videos in the description, although I don't think it's needed because if you follow us, all those videos are right there. But we do definitely need a bit of review because, as Remy said, we do get messages from people that don't necessarily have the best first experiences or, 3rd, 5th, 10th experiences engaging in play scenes. So you never know what steps you need to take to ensure safety in a play scene. We can't guarantee that every single thing that we tell you guys is going to cover every aspect of what you guys decide to enjoy. But we can give you guys a couple of pointers to make sure that some of the more common mistakes don't happen. One of these first steps is called negotiations. Blah, blah, blah. All right. And really is the cornerstone of setting up any kind of BDSM kink related endeavor, escapade, adventure.
Placing.
So to give you guys more information on that, who comes with the best and the mostest information, Miss Orora.
Thank you. Yes, of course I can explain negotiations to you guys. Although I really don't need to because we do have a negotiations video. So if you need to have a full-on refresher course, please go watch that video because we tell you exactly how to do it. So I'm just going to give you a very brief rundown. So we are having issues tonight. Negotiations are the first step because how else are you going to get to know what that person likes, dislikes, doesn't like, wants to do, their kinks, what's inside, you've got to be able to have trust with someone. So that's what you do in these negotiations is figuring out if you can trust this person to live out your fantasies with, in a safe environment. And if you don't negotiate it or talk about it first, how do you even know if you're in a safe environment? And you've got to be able to have these conversations without a filter, and express everything that you like, dislike, all of that, right? So negotiations is where you discuss these kinks and what you're into. It's also where we discuss the next step within negotiations, which is hard versus soft.
Oh, limit. I thought that was going to be something else completely different. Right? I was like, ooh,
hard versus soft. What a
hard versus soft limits. Okay, so limits. Yes, we're talking about limits. So Miss Sasha, I know you can help me out, girl. Can you give the
Hard
people
versus
what they
soft.
need and explain what the heck is hard versus soft limits? And can you give us something else that we're supposed to be doing?
I mean, you would give me hard versus soft,
Mm-hmm.
but it's something that needs to happen, period. Point blank and period, it has to happen. And it's something that I have to do hands down with my endeavors, with my clients, with in my personal life. So let me point out a few key points. We're going to go with the hard limits first. Hard limits are off the table. That's why it's super important to digress these things. You want to figure out what your client, what your partner, what you and your placing partner, what you guys want to accomplish within your session. So say for instance, smacking my ass, my butt. It's off the table. I don't like it. It doesn't make me feel well. It definitely makes me go into a sub dive. So that's off the table. You know, maybe we can revisit it. It's not a soft, but that could be on our goal list. But as far as now, it's off the table. So that's a hard limit. And you want to make sure that you're definitely taking the proper precautions. So we don't make somebody just turned off, just ruin the whole scenario. So now we're going to take it down to the soft limits. Now the soft limits are going to be something that can be worked around. Maybe it's after some trust is built, or maybe it's something within your session can be brought up. So these are things that can be revisited, and it won't be jarring to each partner in the scene when it comes up, or when it's revisited, like, oh yeah, go ahead and do that. The other person is not thrown off because you guys talked about it.
Right.
So you want to make sure everybody in the scene is comfortable and everyone's needs are being met. Who doesn't want their needs met, man? It's super
right.
simple.
I just want my needs met.
I mean, we all got desires, but if you talk about them and you like list them out, it's almost intriguing. It's not like the rules are like so harsh or so serious. It's just kind of fun. Like, I think I could do this later, but right now we can do this. This is what we'll think about. That's all it is. So hopefully you guys got the gist of what hard and soft limits are. Yes, sir.
If I may, I mean, I know it's not my turn to interject or anything, but
Go
I
ahead.
usually like to think of soft limits as things that you're willing to do, but not right up front.
Right.
Correct.
Yep.
So
Right.
things that you kind of got to work for, things that you kind of almost have to earn. So
And analysis.
They're
You know what I'm saying?
treats.
I know a lot of women that in the midst and the throes of passion have asked for, you know, that firm
Analysis.
grasp.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
real. For
Ask for
freaking
that
real.
firm grasp around,
yes.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
that sensitive area right here.
Mhm.
Now, that would be, to me, considered a soft limit because that's not where you're starting off. That's not foreplay.
Right.
See, that's what
Well,
I'm
and but
talking
it depends on the person though. Like you can't say that because it depends on the person.
Oh, no,
It does.
absolutely. But I'm saying as an example, I mean, that's not generally where you want to start. That would be, if that was our soft limit, that's what would happen is in the throes of passion, in the midst of it, when they ask for it, that's when it's okay. But starting off with, you know, that firm grasp around there, it's just like, whoa, what? Not even undressed yet. What the hell?
Okay, hold up. Sasha
have
has
a
something
good
to add to
point.
that.
Yeah,
That's-
you have
yeah,
a
go
really
ahead.
good point. You really just segued into a good point. So if that situation was to arise, the soft limits are kind of blurred, the hard limits are kind of blurred. That's why you have a safe word in place. Duh. That's why we're here. You have to have a safe word in place. So if something may be getting too intense or you're starting to sub dive, then you could take a break with your safe word. You could porpoise it out. Ain't no
Porpoise it out.
porpoising it out.
I wish I could make
Let
a
me
dolphin
stop
sound.
bouncing like that. But that's the gist of it. We have hard, we have soft. Soft is more of the better term that we want to go with. And then we have safe words to make sure all the boundaries and all the bases.
Yes,
We
exactly.
like to cover our bases. So you want to make sure that you're establishing all these points. We're checking all the boxes.
Well,
Knock it out the park.
personally, I don't use safe words.
You know you don't.
Don't say.
No, you don't.
But that's only
Of course.
if there's a reason. There is a reason behind it. But if you watched our "What is Safe Word" video in season 1, I explained why. Now, and I also explained that you should never play without a safe word. So even though I don't use it, you still don't do it. You still have one in place just in case it's needed.
Yep.
He just don't have no limits. That's all.
Oh, good. You redeemed yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Redemption
Thank you
is
for telling
always
the people that you should use a
nice.
safe word. Good job.
Whatever.
Thank you for educating the audience
coming
that
around.
safe word,
I'm coming
whatever.
around.
Safe words, whatever.
As long as you
Safe
have
word
one
or whatever.
available. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
Just like nothing.
Porpoise.
Porpoise. We on porpoise. Your thought process, all right?
Yeah, that
Porpoise.
was all. That went in all types of terrible directions. Just now.
Porpoise.
I was like,
we ain't on Patreon yet, Bill.
you know what I was thinking about? What do you usually have around that you don't use?
If we don't use it, why do we usually have it around?
Right. Wait, hold up. What?
I use everything I got.
Some that dudes might carry in their wallet or something like that, and they be like,
You know what?
damn,
One
why
thing
didn't
that
I
I be
use
having
that?
that I don't use
It happens
is my
sometimes. I'm just saying.
Is your what?
my thumbs.
Your
feet, my thumbs.
Oh, your feet. Okay, it kept cutting out. I was like,
Oh,
No,
right.
I was cutting it off.
You were cutting it
myself.
Oh, she was
Porpoise.
cutting it out on purpose. She was cutting it out on purpose.
Yo, real quick, public safety announcement. Gentlemen, if you are still in the teenage mentality of carrying contraception in your wallet, that is the absolute worst place to store that.
Horrible.
Having it in your back pocket, sitting on it, walking causes friction, which creates tears, holes that will completely deplete the purpose of having that thing to begin with.
Thank you, Dr. Kane.
Hey,
Remy, would you like to continue?
Wait, just know.
Mr. FDA.
Just know when you were a
FDA
teenager
approved,
and you had that joint in your wallet, you didn't care if it had anything wrong with it. All right. You just
Kane is a CDC dom.
You was just putting that joint on just for her contentment.
Oh, good.
Oh, you seen it go on,
All
right?
right, let's go. Porpoise. Remy,
God,
would you like to continue with the safe word, please, sir?
Safe words are explained at the very beginning of all our shows. Aurora explains how we use safe words on this show.
And completely put a halt on all topics of conversation.
Y'all love my intro.
Just exactly like that, with a little bit more flair, a lot of volume.
My flair is on
No
my
lie,
shoulders,
I
baby.
caught myself saying that shit in my sleep one night.
See?
You be having work dreams too?
I'm hammering at home. Use your safe word.
Facts.
Mama be driving the tight shit.
You could try. So you need to pick a safe word that won't be confused with any other word while you play in your play scene. And you do this in the negotiation process before stepping into a play scene.
Yes.
This is a word you use to stop whatever you're not liking or is too much within a play scene so no one gets hurt. Because why? Safety and trust are the keys to any good play scene.
And it's fun.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
So,
relationships.
I hate to tell you all this. All right.
No, you don't.
1 second. Hold up.
Oh my gosh. Yes, Dr. Kane.
He did it on purpose.
No, I just got a message. Somebody who's been asking, and I actually was gonna bring this up before we cut off tonight, just because I think it's really good information. Miss Sasha has said a couple times tonight a term that I would like to kind of coin this as kink vocabulary. Right? Miss Sasha, would you please do the audience and us the honor of explaining what a subdive is?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's actually really good.
So a subdive is when your scene may have been a little too intense, maybe a lot of emotions around maybe topics you didn't think were going to be covered came up in your play scene, and you completely just kind of isolate yourself within yourself. I don't know if anyone's ever had like something consensual happen, but it took you somewhere else and you cried or something like that. That would be considered a subdive. So some of us have had one. I know I have in my day. You know, it took me to a dark place, and that was a subdive. So you want to make sure that when you are negotiating and establishing these lines, that with the safe word, there's aftercare. That will be a different topic, but you want to make sure that you're aware of what a sub dive is. And even for yourself, a dom may not know, your partner may not know, but how to either console yourself or communicate that to your partner. So that's a sub dive.
I look at it as like
Very
a bad
good.
trip.
Thank you, my
Miss
newly inducted
Sasha.
goddess sister.
Yes, that was amazing.
That was freaking awesome. That was
But
awesome. Thank you.
I look at it as like a bad trip. You know what I
It
mean?
is, definitely.
You know what I mean? It's that, and it's that. And
Like you
kinda
get the high, and then when you dive down with any drug, absolutely. Good point, Remy. You're gonna have that endorphin come down and realize some stuff. And when with any trip, sometimes you just get started. That was a good point, Mr. Remy.
Yeah, it really was. All right. So, like I said, hate to do this to y'all, but that's all we have for YouTube tonight. Okay. So if you want to join us on over at the Patreon, you're going to have to check the link in the description box below, because we are taking on the subject of dom versus fetish model. Okay. There's some new kink narratives that have been happening within the kink community.
Some blurred lines.
Ooh, some blurred lines. Okay.
And it's affecting
about that. Even us as educators, we come into that. We're doing our research, we're communicating in the community. People get it twisted. So it's a necessary conversation. So the lines are unblurred and they're very hard and not soft. Okay.
Right. And so the reason that we're moving over to Patreon, we're not trying to leave you guys. We love you guys. We love being here. We actually extended this live a little bit longer because we do like to speak to all of you. And I'll let you speak in just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
But we are going to be moving over to the Patreon because it's a way for us to express ourselves uncensored and give you guys all the information that you need so that you can really understand what's going on, how to enter a placing, you know, what to do, even just in your own relationships. It doesn't have to be about kink.
So and what makes it even better, you get from 4 perspectives too. You get it raw and uncut from 4 different perspectives. So you get multiple angles. If you've been in either one of these, you get a variety of highlights and lowlights. So you can see what identifies with you.
Right. So what we're going to be tackling tonight is
I won't have to porpoise myself.
Yes, you won't have to porpoise yourself. We may not use a safe word on SafeWord over on Patreon.
Everything is on.
Really? So y'all on my side now.
Okay.
No, on Patreon, everything is hard. Everything is soft, not hard.
Porpoise. Okay. So here's the deal. Porpoise, Remy. We're moving over there so that we can give you the full deep dive, give you full uncensored, uncut, real raw information, because I mean, that's what this needs. And if we're censored, we can't give you all the information. So please, please, please check the links, join our Patreon. We look forward to seeing you there and we want to talk to you. So come join us. But that's all.
So there'll be a new link. There'll be a new link down below. We have a link tree. And if you guys want to reach out to us on any and all of our platforms, we'll have the link below. So you guys won't have no reason to miss anything. All of the platforms. Check our drops because you know we had some good drops coming up the last couple of weeks. But yeah, check it out.
Hey, I want to make this fair, you guys and you gals.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
You
Kane, you want to take us out and say goodbye?
Good night, YouTube.
You should have ended it
That's
right
it
there.
we have for you guys tonight.
That would have been perfect. Like
we need a
pretty
Johnny
much
Carson
ended it for
exit,
the last
okay, sir?
All right. We love
minutes.
y'all. Join us over on our Patreon.
I wasn't done, but all right, yeah.
Goodbye.